Hello, Melanie Padron, your go-to cybersecurity girl, coming to you live with this week's Cyber Chronicles. Small business friends, the next 5 minutes are just for you. So too small to be hacked? Think again. This week we're talking about why small businesses are prime cyber targets. And I want to start by telling you a story about a local business we helped recently. It was just another Friday for Sarah, owner of a small medical equipment office. As she described it to me, she opened what she thought was just a routine email from a trusted colleague. It was a DocuSign contract that needed her signature. But something felt off. She had just spoken to this person the day before, and he didn't mention anything about a contract that needed to be signed. So, thinking she was being cyber savvy, she emailed him back to confirm it was legit. When he responded to her email confirming it was, she proceeded to open and sign the document. What she didn't know was that she wasn't communicating with her colleague at all, but with a criminal who had infiltrated his email account. By opening that document, Sarah unknowingly released malware that began spamming every contact in her address book, just like it had his. She was mortified and in a complete panic when she called. She couldn't believe a criminal would target a business as small and as insignificant as hers. This exact dangerous myth puts countless of small businesses at risk every day. The truth, you're not too small to be hacked. You're just too small to make the news when it happens. Today's cyber criminals aren't just actors in hoodies targeting specific businesses one at a time. They're sophisticated operations, and they use AI-powered tools to cast wide nets across thousands of potential victims simultaneously. They don't care about your company's size or your town's population. All they care about is finding an unlocked door to your business. So small and mid-sized businesses face kind of a perfect storm of vulnerability factors, and here are just a few. The first is that unlike larger companies with dedicated security teams, small businesses typically lack specialized cybersecurity expertise. And just because you have IT guys that help you doesn't mean they're covering you from a security standpoint necessarily. Trust me on this one. Next, even the smallest business holds valuable data and information. These criminals don't just steal your money. They're harvesting identities to sell on the dark web or use your business as a stepping stone to attack your business partners. Which brings me to my next point. Small businesses are often the gateway to larger organizations, making you attractive to criminals. Also, staff at smaller organizations don't always receive the security training that larger organizations do, and this makes you more susceptible to things like social engineering. Lastly, it's that false sense of security, the very belief that we're too small to be targets, or I've heard this one, my small town USA doesn't really have cybercrime. Those create dangerous blind spots. So when I'm talking to my small business friends at the Chamber of Commerce, or I'm teaching cybersecurity to the customers here at IT Architect, I always tell them, be politely paranoid. We live by the motto, trust but verify. And here is what that looks like in practice. Number one, never rely solely on emails for verification. Pick up that phone and call the sender direct, using the number you have on file, not the one provided in the suspicious communication. And that includes email, text, or even voicemail these days. Number two, scrutinize any sense of urgency. Criminals create time pressure to force mistakes, and urgency should always be a red flag to you. Number three is implement multi-factor authentication everywhere. I know you hear that over and over again, but this simple step can stop 99% of automated attacks. And lastly, invest in employee security awareness training. Your team is both your greatest vulnerability, but also your strongest line of defense. And this is exactly why I do these cyber briefings every week. I want you to understand that the first step towards protecting what you've worked so hard to build is acknowledging that no business is too small for a cyber criminal to target. Next week, we're going to talk about dangerous myth number 2, which is my data is safe in the cloud. Until then, remember, being small doesn't make you invisible. It makes you vulnerable in different ways. I'm Melanie Padron, your go-to cybersecurity girl. I spent over 20 years in the insurance industry helping businesses recover after losses. But now I'm doing something that I think is even better, and that's helping to prevent them in the first place with proactive cybersecurity. Tag a friend who needs to hear this message. Subscribe to my LinkedIn newsletter and follow me for more cyber tips on how to protect your business. Until next time, stay politely paranoid and stay protected.